This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. Topeka Jack Johnson passed away in 1940, and his grave in the capital city's Mount Auburn Cemetery was unmarked for more than half a century until just weeks ago. A well-known baseball player, manager, and promoter decades prior to the integration of the major leagues, Johnson was also a prominent boxer. He later served on the Topeka Police and Fire Departments. On the day his marker was dedicated, a celebration of his life was held at the Brown v. Board of Education National Historic Site with a special celebration of Johnson's life. The headstone was provided by the Negro League's Baseball Grave Marker Project, a subsidiary of the Society of American Baseball Research. He founded and managed the Topeka Giants in 1906, taking them on a tour of Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, and Kansas. He went on to play for and manage the Kansas City, Kansas Giants in 1909 and 1911, and the Kansas City, Missouri Royal Giants in 1910. During these years, he worked with players like Tully McAdoo, Bill Pettis, a young 18-year-old Bill Lindsay, Bingo DeMoss, and Hurley McNair. In 1917, Johnson managed Jack Johnson's Topeka Giants, a team that played at least one game against the All Nations Baseball Club. The events honoring him were sponsored by the Negro League's Baseball Grave Marker Project and Shawnee County Baseball Hall of Fame and Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Foundation. Negro League's author Phil Dixon commented about the ceremonies, "I was very happy to see Johnson getting a bit of the recognition he earned. Back in the 1980s, I began writing about his accomplishments and researching his life. Roosevelt Butler of KCK provided me with a photograph of Johnson managing the 1909 Kansas City, Kansas Giants. That season, Johnson led the Giants to 54 consecutive victories." Fred Langford, who lived in Kansas City, Kansas, was the first to tell me about Johnson's boxing career and that Topeka Jack had fought world champion Jack Robinson in Leavenworth, Kansas. Langford also played for the Kansas City, Kansas Giants. Speaking of Langfords, Topeka Jack also fought Sam Langford in Topeka, Kansas. This information was first published in one of his books. There's much more to the story, and I'm glad to have played a role in keeping his history alive. And so there it is, the story of Topeka Jack Johnson.
Sure Crop Fertilizers was started by my father, Don Sherman, and my mother, Shirley Sherman. Family business that started in the 80s. We predominantly focus on plant nutrients and what we can do to give growers better responses with the fertilizer dollars that they do, and what we can do to make those things work better for the grower. We're based out of Seneca, Kansas. We work with growers in their soil analysis to figure out what they need, and then we can put those in a blend that gives them the best results, and so that we can deliver that direct to their farm so that they have those nutrients where they need them, when they need them, and so that they can apply them in a manner that's very efficient to them and works well in their planting systems and what they're doing. Sure Crop Fertilizers has been around for a long time. We always say we're big enough to take care of everything you need, but yet we're small enough to do it quickly. You can get a hold of us at 1-800-635-4743. Our website is surecropfertilizers.com, and you can always email me at Corey@surecropfertilizers.com, and with any questions you have, we'll be glad to answer it and work with you.